Hi, I'm Cason, the tea sommelier for Tavalon tea. I'm here to talk to you today about my favorite way to make tea, the Gravity Teapot. Now, the Gravity Teapot is great, not only because it has a wow factor, but it makes the best cup of tea possible. I want to make you a cup of tea just to show you how it's done. First, of course, you need your Gravity Teapot. Open it up, and now you're going to need some water. I like water from, if you have it in the office, a water cooler, or anything that's filtered in any way. You don't want too many minerals in there, so tap water is not a good way to go. Make sure it's nice and hot. For green tea and white tea, you only want to use about steaming water. That's 180 degrees Fahrenheit. For black tea and herbal tea, you can use a full-on boil, 212 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, what I like to do is I like to measure the water in the cup to make sure that it doesn't overflow and go all over your desk. Now, the next thing you need to do is, of course, the tea. Now, here I've got one of Tavalon's premium blends. It's called Serenity. It's a blend of chamomile, lemongrass, peppermint, red tea, and vanilla beans. Really nice, calming tea, soothing, perfect after a long day. Now, the general rule of thumb for how many tea leaves to add is 1 teaspoon for every cup of tea, which is why it's called a teaspoon. So, because we're only making 1 cup, I'm just going to put 1 generous teaspoon in there. And we're going to let this go about 5 minutes. And after 5 minutes, it's going to steep, and all the tea is going to taste delicious. Now, a quick note while we're waiting for this to steep. The reason I like this Gravity Teapot, as opposed to a paper filter or a tea bag or one of those infusers, is that the more room you give tea to expand, the better the flavor is. This, all the tea is touching all the water. That's going to give you the best cup of tea possible. Now, we're just going to wait a few minutes, and we'll come back when it's ready to go. Alright, it looks like 5 minutes is just about up. Now, I want to infuse it, and I'm going to tell you why we have to do this in a hurry. To infuse it, you just put it right on top of the cup, and it infuses right down in there. You pick it up, it'll stop. But I want to get all that goodness in there. Now, the reason you don't want this to steep too long, tea, after 3 minutes, or for green teas and white teas, it's going to start getting really bitter. The tannins are going to start coming out. And no matter how good the tea is, it's not going to taste good if you let it oversteep. Now, for black teas, it's a little more lenient. You can go about 5 minutes, but no longer than that. Always follow the directions on the bottom of whatever tea that you're making. Now, this right here, like we said, is the Serenity, and I want to give it a sip. Oh, it's great. It's got this nice, bright, citrusy flavor from the lemongrass. The vanilla from the rooibos just comes right out, and it's this nice, natural sweetness. And then, of course, the brightness from the appley quality of chamomile. All goes perfect together. I think I'm going to take a nap right now. But while I do, I want you guys to all check out all these great products, all these great teas on Coffeewiz.com.